What up, though? It's your boy. Go up, see Spaceship Oasis the Incredible back for another edition of Straight Talk with Spaceship. Right here, thewildoutradio.com, thewildoutradio on YouTube. I want to thank you to everybody who's been listening, who's been following, who's been working with us and supporting the movement. I know. It's been a minute, but I was a little sick this week, so I had to take some time off. It's funny, right? Because I had actually said that I was going to take this whole week off. I wasn't going to do anything this week. I was going to rest, and I got put in Facebook jail. Of course, I got put in Facebook jail. Facebook is probably one of the most silly things right now as far as hate speech and things that's going on. And then I got sick. So from there, I was able to just totally and completely rest this week. So I want to thank everyone who did take time to check on me and make sure I was okay and all of those good things. As I've been resting it, and I'm going to get to tonight's topic shortly, but as I've been resting, I've been really watching what's been going on in the news. What's up, Essie? What's up, Dylan? I've really been watching what's going on in the news. I've really been able to see a lot of what's going on in the news, and I want y'all to make sure y'all stay aware, of what's going on. Trump just had a rally. Hold on one second. He just had a rally in South Dakota at Mount Rushmore, and it was really filled with some negativity. And so I need y'all to stay abreast of that. Let me see here. I'm trying to share to a page. Share via WhatsApp. No. So he just had a rally, and the thing that was funny to me was the fact that he didn't address anything that's really going on in society right now. One of his biggest issues I saw was him talking about, and pretty much this whole issue that he was talking about was the monuments and the tearing down of the monuments. And the things that he was saying to people were so geared towards almost damn near calling black people terrorists, right? People that are tearing down these monuments of these Confederate leaders, of these racist figures in history. And it's driving me, and I'm kind of addicted at this point. I've been watching a lot of it, but I'm kind of addicted to seeing how much he is changing the narrative, right? He is totally changing the narrative of why people are doing things, why things are going on. And so it's very important that we educate ourselves. It's very important that we totally educate ourselves about this. And so, make sure you go out and vote. I actually was going out on, I was actually going to go out Friday and vote myself, but the voting booths were closed due to the holiday, which I did not celebrate. I am not going to celebrate. I refuse to celebrate. And I want y'all just to, make sure that you're educating yourself on what's going on. I want you to make sure you're voting. I want you to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to change this place. Because if not, 4 more years of Donald Trump will probably have us back in slavery. Right? So we want to keep abreast of that. So please do that. I'm up here actually on this new Facebook, and it looks absolutely stupid to me. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Today, a couple of weeks ago, and like I say, I've been sick, so I haven't been able to upload a new a new show. But a couple of weeks ago, I asked for some ideas on shows, and we're always looking for topics, suggestions. If you have something in your personal life you want to discuss, if you have any questions that you would like to ask, and we go over on the show, you can actually reach out to me and reach out to J Rock, and we will address those things. So a couple of weeks ago, I asked, what did you want me to do? Did you want me to talk about deadbeat parents, or why can't I get a date? And a lot of people were talking about deadbeat parents, but I did see a few people, whether jokingly or not, that asked about, why can't I get a date? And that's a very hard thing for me to answer for certain people. I think it's a question that a lot of us that are in the single realm talk about, think about, question, we wonder. What is it with me? Why can't I get a date? And we're not going to necessarily go into relationships. That may be at a different time. Because getting a date or getting in a relationship are two different things. Right? And so I do hear a lot of women discuss how, they can't find the right guy, or they meet certain guys, he's trash. I get certain men that say, oh, I met this woman, she's a gold digger, she's this, she's that, she doesn't love me. And while I have not been a big proponent of monogamous relationships, and we're going to actually have a conversation on that one day about polyamory, I know some of y'all are looking forward to that one, I have not really had trouble meeting great women, going on dates with great women. That's not usually where my issue lies. Okay, make sure y'all share the show. Share so other people can watch. That's not where my issue lies. My issue does not lie in the fact that I cannot get a date. So me even discussing this was very hard for me to think about. It was very hard for me to understand. As most of you know, most of the topics that I do talk about are my opinions. I try to bring some facts to it, but I'm going to give you my opinion. So, when I was thinking about this, and I've had time all week, please forgive me if I sniff or cough on air. I'm going to try not to be professional, but hey, it happens, right? So, when I was talking and thinking about this, I started thinking like, what is the reason I won't date a certain person? Okay? And so I listed 4 different reasons. I've listed 4 different reasons why sometimes we can't get dates. Or I'll even say this. We can't get dates with people that we feel like we can build with. Okay? Because we can get dates. Anybody can get a date. You can find somebody to date. The problem comes with finding people that are compatible with us, finding people that we want to have a second date with, or finding someone that stimulates us to the point of where we're thinking about future ideas with that person. So I got 4 things. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them today. I'm trying to shorten the show up a little bit. I've been, doing this. This is episode 5, and doing this has kind of been like, God, Chip, you talk too much. Shit, shut up sometime, right? So I'm trying not to talk too much within the show. I don't want to overwhelm you with my voice, right? So these are the 4 things that I thought about that can possibly prohibit us from getting that date with that significant person or that person that we like. The first thing is your mouth. Your mouth. The second thing is your expectations. Shout out to Chrissy B, Hood Morning America, Party Angels, all that. The third thing is your baggage. Hey, Tasha. And the fourth thing is your actions not seen. And I love that one. That was a strong one right there. Your actions not seen. Okay? So we're going to go down, and I want to break down some of these things. And if you have some comments, please, hit me up. Hit me on Twitter at SpaceshipO, at TheWild.Radio. Hit us up on Facebook at TheWild.Radio. And hit us up on Instagram at TheWild.Radio. Okay? So I may be wrong. And I know this is the thing. This is the funny thing. And I love doing shows like this because I do shows like this, and I sometimes hear women say, well, that's not me. So let me preface this before we get any farther. Before we get any farther and we get into that's not me phase. Okay? You may be in the minority. There is a lot of fucking people in this world. You're one person. You are not the answer for everybody. And for two, sometimes we cannot recognize when we're toxic. Ooh, what you say, Ship? You sometimes cannot recognize when you are toxic. Okay? So, when we break this down, let's start at your mouth. Let's start at your mouth. And I've had to look at myself. When I put these things together and I said, why won't I give someone a date? Right? I also have to look at myself and say, well, why haven't I met the person or met the people that are for me? Why is it that, even for me being polyamorous, why is it hard for me to find people that are willing to take this journey with me? Or why is it that I can't find a woman who understands the dynamic or the pyramid of polyamory or dating? And even when I was practicing monogamy, right? Even when I was practicing monogamy, and I would say, I meet these women, because I remember there was a time when I dated so much, and it was like college basketball, one and done. I knew it. As soon as we went on a date, it was over. And no, next. And that cycle continued, and I became bitter. But I had to check my mouth. Sometimes we say things that either we don't mean or we think are funny. I think back to when we were kids, right? And even now, being a school teacher, I see kids, I see females and guys, girls and guys hitting on each other or saying things to each other, being very mean and spiteful. And then when you pull back the layers of why they're doing this, you find out a lot of times that they actually like the person. I've never understood that. If you like me, why are you hitting me? If you like me, why are you bothering me? Why are you talking down to me? Why are you pestering me? What happens a lot of times is we grow up with these conditions. And I've seen parents do it. Oh, don't worry about her. She just like you. Oh, those are play hits. What's up, Christopher? Oh, they're just playing. Oh, they like you. They're just flirting. Don't flirt with me like that. Because as we got older, we continued that, and what Christopher just said, a defense mechanism. We've kept that defense mechanism up, and now we feel like being rude and being mean is better than being nice, being uplifting, being positive. Catch me where I fall, right? Catch me where I fall, right here. We will talk down in a jokingly way. I don't believe in jokes like that. What is this doing to the person that you're dating? What is this doing to the person you're talking to? What is this doing to the person that you say you're interested in if you have nothing positive to say about me or nothing positive to say about a situation? Why would you think a person will want to date you? We meet someone. I've met women. Oh, Lord Jesus, I've met women, and the first conversation is about everything that's fucking wrong in their life. I don't want to jump into no situation like that. I am trying to get myself together. Every day is a struggle for me to become a better man. So why do I want to get in a situation like this? Fellas, why would you think a woman would want to date you if your topic is bitches and hoes? If your conversation isn't up to par? Why would you think somebody would want to date you when you talk about your exes in a negative light? We have to watch our mouth. We say things that we not necessarily mean, but we don't understand the effect we have. And I think a lot of times when we speak certain things or we say certain things, we have this tendency to feel like people should take it as face value, and it should not affect them the way that it's going to affect them. It should affect them the way that we intend it to. One thing I've learned in life, perception is more important than actuality. We can sit here and think, well, this is me. This is who I am. And if somebody don't like me, well, oh the fuck well. Well, guess what happens? You close doors. You block yourself out of relationships. You stop yourself from being happy because the perception is you are an unhappy person. The perception is you are a negative person. The perception is you are not trying to be happy. Right? You ever had somebody that you don't even like to go out to dinner with because all they do is complain? But then when you get in the car, they be like, oh, the food was great, the service was great. Or then they post some bullshit on social media like it was just amazing. But the perception is you had a horrible time. So why would I want to go back with you? What do you think happens to them waiters? That manager? What do you think happens? What do you think happens to these people? Right? What do you think happens to these people on the other end of what you're saying? You cannot say hurtful things. You cannot, and I'm a jokester. Everybody knows I'm a jokester. But I've had to calm myself down for making jokes about people and things that they may possibly be insecure about. I see everything. I'm one of those attention people. But that does not mean that I need to open my mouth and say stuff all the time. That does not mean that I need to disrespect people and disregard their insecurities and their feelings to get a joke across. So when you do these things, whether it's to the person you're talking to that you're getting courted by or you're courting, or the person you're dating, or at dinner, or just having a random conversation, you have to understand how this is coming off on the other side. And we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't pay attention to how this affects people on the other side of the spectrum. All we're worried about is how it affects me. All we're worried about is how it makes me feel. Well, I gotta be real. I gotta keep it real. Shut that real shit up. If you want to be happy, everything isn't meant to be said. Secondly, we have to watch what we're saying, because once we put these things in the atmosphere, they can manifest themselves. Oh, don't no man want me. Oh, don't no woman want me. Oh, I'm ugly. Oh, I got this, I got that. And I don't want to be with no Debbie Downers. I don't want to be drained. I don't want to be drained talking to you, dealing with you. Yes, everybody has problems. Are we praying about it? You want to pray about it? You want to talk about it? You want to work this shit out? Or do you want me to pick and prod till you tell me what exactly is wrong? Because that's not what I'm finna do. I'm not that guy. You want to discuss it? We can discuss it. Right? But we have to watch our mouths. Okay? We have to watch our mouth. We cannot sit around and expect people. We cannot sit around and expect people to accept everything we say. For every action, there's a reaction. For every action, there's a consequence. So we have to be mindful. We have to be mindful that when we put something out in the atmosphere, it's going to catch something. And more than likely, it's going to catch the person that we're closest to. So, fellas, when a woman gets standoffish about you, it may be something you said. And ladies, I'm going to tell you something, ladies, because I'm not a woman hater, but I'm a fella that likes women, and I'm cool with a lot of women. And one thing I've learned is that women feel like they're invincible at times. Your mouths can be reckless. the things you say, the way you talk down to black men, the way you talk down to black people, the way you treat other people. You have to be mindful of this. Because a woman's mouth is probably the most deadliest instrument in the world. A woman can cut a man's soul down. But understand when you do that, what situation you're putting yourself in. So don't sit around here like, why can't I get a date? Or ain't no good men left. Or ain't no good women left. It's a lot of great people in this world left. It's a lot of great people in this world left. They're just not going to deal with your bullshit. They don't want to. They don't have to. Why I got to deal with your bull? For what? You want me, you expect me, especially when we start dating, when we start talking. Your expectations are for me to like you as you are. Take me as I am. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Same mouth can build them up. We don't build each other up often. We don't. But I'm not going to get into that right now. But, you know, we have to be figures of light. We have to... TK! Oh, I miss you. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that right here, but I do. We have to be beacons of light. We have to be beacons of hope. I'm going to tie this back into Trump and everything that's going on. We already got half a country against us. Why do we want to have another 25% against us? Or another 67% of the 50% against us? Right? I don't need someone in my life who's going to put me down, who's going to make me not care, who's not going to make me... And we say, oh, a person shouldn't do that to you, right? This is what I hear a lot of times. Should no man or no woman make you feel a certain type of way or make you think a certain type of way? But the fact is that we are emotional creatures. So when I have a woman in my life or a woman has a man in her life and they're not lifting you up, they're not giving you what you need, that is going to affect you. That's going to affect you personally, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's going to permeate through different parts of your life, through your job, through your kids, through your friends, through your recreation time. I had an ex once. Every time I went to the club to go host, what's up, Banks? Every time I went to the club to go host, it felt like an argument was on the way. And I got to the point, matter of fact, I'm going to tell y'all something. When I did Ski on them, when I recorded Ski on them, the very first time I recorded it, I was actually in the studio rapping. And on the breaks, I would send a text back because I was arguing with my ex. And that was the moment I said, I can't do this. Every time I go to the club, you want to argue about something. What is it? What is it? Every time I go to the studio, you want to argue about something. And I'm supposed to sit here and put out good music? I'm supposed to sit out here and have jokes in my system? Right? So... you have to watch what you're saying before you even get that date. Like I hear women say their expectations for men, right? This is my expectations, right? And as a man, I don't mind doing certain shit for a woman. But why would I want to do something for someone who doesn't make me happy? Why would I want to do something for someone who is not going to appreciate it? Why am I going to do something for someone who doesn't even uplift me? It makes no sense. Fellas, you think, oh, she must be cheating on me or she just using me. No. You don't even tell her she's beautiful. You have negative relationships with everyone around you. No wonder she don't want to fuck with you, bro. Everybody you around, you got drama. But you expect this woman to see you and think that this is going to be different? You can't keep a job because they got you fucked up. I'm going to speak my mind. Look, I am an entertainer. I am damn near, I don't like to say it, but I'm low-key kind of almost a celebrity type. So when I do celebrity shit and I got somebody on my arm, I don't need to have the fear that she going to say something reckless. I don't need to have the fear of if J-Rock come over here and you here, you going to say something stupid. I don't need to have the fear that you're going to say something crazy to my kids. I don't need to have the fear that you're going to say something stupid when we out to dinner. We have to watch our mouths, fellas and ladies. We have to be mindful of how powerful the tongue is. And going back to the other statement I just saw, we have to uplift each other. The same mouth you can do to build people, break people down. Like, some of my strongest compliments go to people I do not like. I won't say hate, but I do not like. And you can call me fake all you want, but let me tell you, this is why I don't say I'm fake about it. I'm trying to speak life into this relationship. Because if I don't like you and I have to deal with you, there's nothing that's going to come out of me being negative all the time. This is at work. You know what I'm saying? This is mainly like at work. We're doing shows and stuff like that. I ain't got to like you to speak life into you. I don't have to wish death on you. I don't have to wish ill on you. I don't have to wish hate on you. And we have to practice this at all times. We have to practice this with our kids. This starts with sometimes with our kids. We don't even speak life into our kids, and then we wonder why they go to school and act fools. We wonder why they have situations or they're misbehaving and disrespectful. Because we don't speak life into people. We speak insecurities into people. We speak skepticism into people. We speak agitation into people. We speak drama into people. I am at the point in my life now where when I say I don't give a fuck now, it's a responsible don't give a fuck. It's not a reckless. When I was 20-something, it was a reckless I don't give a fuck. Right? It was a reckless I don't give a fuck. Because I didn't give a fuck. I don't care what nobody say. Now it's I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be honorable. My words are going to be honorable. A lot of people don't like what I say. A lot of people, but anybody that knows me, anybody that's in my bubble, understands that when I say something, I say it from a place of love. I don't say it from a place of hate. My guilt now, and I don't know if that guilt is because of how dastardly I was or how tactless I was growing up, but now it hurts me sometimes when I have to say certain truths that may hurt. But I'd rather tell you the truth with love than a lie with hate. And I have to be acceptable of those consequences, wherever it is. Whatever it is. We have to walk in truth and love. Truth is not always comfortable. We can see that once again now with what's going on in the world. And we see now how Donald Trump is killing America with his mouth. He's not out there beating protesters. He's not out there putting people in jail and recreating chokeholds. His mouth is creating doubt and hate and oppression. All that man has to say is, Black Lives Matter. Things would change. Things would change. The power of the tongue. Okay? So that's the first reason I have to why you and I can't get a date. Okay? Make sure y'all hit us up, thewildoutradio.com. Check us out tomorrow. The Wild Out Radio Super Duper Sunday Music Review Show with myself, Go DJ Lady J-Rock, as we review underground independent artists. I want y'all to check out the radio station, like for real. You know, y'all come on here. It's easy for me to go live. It's easy for me to do these videos, but it's important for y'all to go to the radio station. Some of your best, the people that you say you support, are actually on the station. You get to hear new music, underground music, music that isn't released anywhere else, and it's great music. We don't have any trash songs. If I hear a trash song, I go right to the playlist and I delete it. Like that was an accident. Boop. Boop. Let me delete that. Right? So, let me go to the second reason why you can't get a date. Ooh, I might get some deletes on this one. Your expectations. Your expectations. And these come in many different forms, right? Like, I posted a question about a month ago. I love posting questions, not for me, but to get a feel of what other people think, what other people say, and how other people think. Man, come on now. Motherfuckers will say fuck that job and talk recklessly comfortable having to go sleep on somebody's couch. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. I can't do it. When I lost my job, I was stressed. You know, your expectation, and let me talk about expectations. First of all, our expectations physically. Right? Like, everybody has a type. Everybody has a preference. Right? And I've had to learn that about myself. I have a preference. I have a type. I like titties. I don't really, But there's, skin color, height, natural hair versus weave, things of that nature. But what happens is, this is the thing. This is the problem I have with people. We put ourselves in these boxes to say what type of person we want or what type of person we like. But yet we want to revert back to Bible scriptures when it's time for us to be comfortable. When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. Look, man, the woman that you want, fellas, and I'm going to talk to the fellas first on this. The woman that you want ain't going to be an Instagram model, bro. The woman that's going to support you ain't going to be 5'4", 36, 24, 36. She may not be the quote-unquote finest thing you've ever seen. But she fucks with you the long way. She's going to be there with you the long way. She's going to love on you the long way. But yet, our expectations physically impedes us from getting a date from somebody who truly cherishes us, who truly wants to engage in us, who truly wants to get to know us. We'd rather date the shallow person because they look good. They're arm candy. They're eye candy. They're going to make people jealous. She could be. She could. I'm not saying that she won't be this beautiful model-esque type woman. But if that shit ain't working out for you, you may need to get some new eyes, to get some new thoughts. I was 15%, because everybody know I'm 0% about this, but I had 15% thought of, like, maybe my dream women wear red lipstick. I pray to God they don't. But what if? What if? But yet, I see women, and once again, now to talk to women, I hear women talk about there's no good men. But guess what I see on social media? I see women drooling over dudes with a six-pack and muscles and a beard. Oh, Lord, he got a beard. Oh, that's my baby. Oh. Man, that beard don't pay no motherfucking bills. That six-pack don't do shit. Right? So we have to be mindful of the energy we put out. We can say, now, I'm not saying, I've never been a groveler. I have Instagram models on my Instagram page, and I just scroll. I don't even go to Instagram that much. I'm in a group on Facebook. I'm be honest. I'm in a group on Facebook, and every woman that introduces themselves is in a swimsuit with a back to the picture, ass showing, and their head turned. And I see 500 likes, 374 comments. What's up, sexy? I don't want no woman like that. That don't do nothing for me I'm not liking that picture. I and I guess part of that is me. I grew up ugly, and I tell people I grew up ugly. So I didn't have the necessary pick of the litter. Yeah, I might have liked. Oh, that's the cute girl. Ooh, that's my crush. But I wouldn't. I was never shallow to the point of physical looks, to where because I remember to be like. I'm not. We're not. Listen, Shelly. I want to say this. Shelly says I had a dude that wasn't that cute, not that attractive, do me just as dirty as a fine dude. I'm not talking about character. I'm not talking about character. Character is a whole different issue that we need to react to, and we're probably going to discuss that on part 2. Because one thing we don't do is actually take time to get to know people. But we're going to discuss that later. We're just talking about the physical looks. And I may even bring that to the expectation. Quake, I need to talk to you. You've been on my heart. I need your help with something. I don't know. I need your help with something. So I need to hit you up, Quake, tomorrow. I'm not going to call you tonight. But something's been on my heart to start doing. Exactly. So listen, we got one lady saying she had a dude that wasn't fine that still did her dirty, and then we got a dude saying many ladies' top pick never has the qualities of a good man. So there's this disconnect. There's these disconnect for our expectations, right? Because and I'll go into character, right? Because when we do pick these people, our expectations are to be treated as kings and queens, but we don't know these people. We rush to judgment because they make us feel good very quickly. We don't take time to get to know people. And then let's get to our expectations. Let's keep going with our expectations, right? So for some of us, our expectations is as for a man, and I don't get this. This ain't me, but I've heard this, right? Like men expect women to cook, to clean, to take care of the kids, hell, to still work, to love on them, to have sex with them whenever, to suck their dick whenever, to do all these things, right? To do all these things. But what are you? Oh yeah, Shelly, you picked the wrong one. Ever since I've known you, you picked the wrong ones. But that's, once again, we're not going to talk about that. But our expectations of all these things, what are you bringing to the table? Ladies, you want a man that look like this, that has this job. I see women, I read a lot on Facebook, and it bothers me. Oh, he got to do this, he got to do this, he got to take me out. I see women that say, I ain't paying for no dates. But every dude you meet don't treat you right. Because you're giving him the power. What's up, Nicole? And do the laundry. You're giving him the power. Fellas, you're giving her the power. So I was on Facebook. And the question I had was, do you date people that like you? Or do you date people that you like? And we got to sit back and really think about that. Really sit back and think, do I date people that like me? That is where the disconnect happens. You have to mutually date someone who has a mutual interest in you. You have to date someone that has a mutual interest in you. If I've dated women who I've liked, and I found myself almost to the point of chasing, almost trying to prove myself, always trying to show how much I care about you, and it got draining. What are our expectations? What are we showing people? What is the thing that we really and truly expect from this person? Everybody is not the same. I'm sorry. 20 years ago? 15 years ago. I'll even say 15 years ago. I had unlimited cash flow, it felt like. I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, whenever the fuck I wanted to, and I had no kids, and I was divorced, and my life was fantastic. Right? Pursuit is a two-way street. Right? So, but now in 2020, I can't just do everything I used to do. I got some bills in my life now. So the expectation, if your expectation is that Spaceship pays for everything, out of there. My expectation for a female doesn't come in saying, oh, she's just going to help me on everything. Oh, she got me. I actually, once again, feel guilty. I dated a young lady and she looked out for me. Oh my God. Love her to death. Right? Still love her to death. And she looked out for me. But I felt guilty because I couldn't be the man that I felt my grandfather taught me to be. I couldn't be that guy who did things just willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? But I had to discuss that. I had to be transparent with that. And we have to be transparent with our expectations. And if we meet someone who has expectations higher than what we can reach, we got to let that go. Or if we meet someone whose expectations are lower than where we want to go, we got to let that go. And if we meet someone who our expectations don't match up with them, we have to let that go. We sit back and we let these physical or these tangible things stop our heart. And one of the biggest things with dating is you have to get to the heart. Dating, and yeah, that's cool. That's a nice little mingle, get to know somebody. But I don't even want to go on a date with you if we don't have conversations and a connection ahead of time. I'm not tripping about you coming. It's funny because I meet women, and we talk, we converse, right? I hate conversating. We converse, right? And so in the conversation, the initial conversation or whatever, it's always, so what you like to do? And of course, everybody knows I love to cook. So the first thing I hear is, well, when you gonna cook for me? Motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I don't even know you that well. Because cooking is a love language to me. I'm going to cook something for you that means something to me. I need to feel your vibe. And dudes do it too. When can I come over? You don't even know her. Is your expectations to fuck the first day you talk on the phone? Ladies, why are you still with him? Why are you still entertaining him? Fellas, if the first thing she talk about is that her rent due, why are you still talking? You ain't finna. That's not. Look, when I talk to a woman, right, and the first time I talk to her, she starts telling me all this shit that's fucked up in her life and all that. I already know, well, we could be friends. We can be friends, but I don't know about this dating thing. I don't even think I want to take you out because I already know my expectations is we're going to sit here and all I'm going to do is hear about everything you got going on. And I'm amazing. I'm an amazing freaking person, right? I'm an amazing freaking person. So you're going to like me. So now I'm going to feel like I need to help you. I'm not going to put myself in that situation. I'm not going to put myself in that situation because I don't want to help you. You need to get up out of this. Once you get a path and you get some happiness in your life, then we can talk. Now, if we're dating and you go through stuff, I got you. My friends, I love them forever. Always gonna have their back. People I talk to, or even my exes, I don't shit on them. But I do have certain expectations. And I can't waver from them expectations. And we waver from our expectations because, she got some, once again, I sound like titties. I'm not going to drop my expectations because she got big titties. I'm not going to drop my expectations because she got a nice car or she got a house in Lancaster. I'm not going to drop my expectations because she make $80,000. She's still a horrible person. Ladies, stop dropping your expectations because this man fine. Don't lower your expectations because He got a nice car. But also, don't be foolish. We have to find a reasonable medium to what we truly want. We have to really sit back and think, what can I take? What can I take? But we get ourselves in these situations. We go on these dates because it's a free meal or it's a free opportunity to get out the house. Right? Like, I've been on websites, right? And so the other day, you know me, anybody that knows me know I take a lot of shits, right? So I was taking the shit the other day, and I had a notification from Tinder. Oh, your area is hot right now. Log in and find out. So I just logged in. I just swiped in, and I was swiping at every woman. Love dinner in a movie. Love dinner in a movie. Want a man to take care of me. Want a man. And I'm sitting here like, these are their expectations. Swipe, 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 swipe. I don't want none of that. Exactly. Some people date folks just for the attention. I cannot keep you around just because you feel one void. Because I still have 6 or 7 other voids in my life. I'm not going to put oh, well, she got to make $100,000 to fuck with me. Man, how many black people really making $100,000 in this day and age? Most women, I like women with kids. I date women with kids. I don't really date. I got a couple that I'm cool with that don't have kids. I done fucked around with. But I like women with kids. And women with kids, you know, maybe because it's the teacher in me or whatever, but I understand that there's going to be a struggle. Because I like to cook, and I cook big sometimes. Here goes some food. Here you go. What are my expectations? What are your expectations of this person that you're talking to? What is your expectation of this person that you want to date? So once again, when we go back and we're talking about our expectations to people, and then we wonder like, damn, she ain't calling me back. Damn, he ain't calling me back. Damn, I got ghosted. Well, hell, the shit you saying I can't live up to. You could always get chips. I got you, Shamitra. What are you putting out there? What are your expectations? What are you looking at for the future? Like, we're getting older. And I understand my demographic is not 18 to 25-year-olds. My demographic is 30 and up. Everybody that's watching this is probably damn near 30 and up, right? So my expectations are different from when I was 25 years old. My expectations are different from when I was 20 years old. I expect you to have some fucking health insurance. I don't expect you to necessarily not have traffic tickets. I expect you to pay your motherfucking bills on time. I dated a woman. Once. And she could not keep a fucking job. She couldn't keep a job. My expectations is that you need to be working. Or if you're not going to work a job, be on a career path or something. Right? Be on a career path. Have a goal. Have a plan. Oh, okay. Like when my grandparents passed away, I stopped teaching. And for a few years, I was on tour. I was traveling around the country. I was doing shows. And the club scene was my source of income. I still tutored. I still had a little odds and ends job. But I had a goal. And I pushed toward that goal. No, I'm not working, but I'm doing a car wash. No, I'm not working, but I'm doing 5-6 clubs a week. I'm bringing in a source of income. This nigga ain't got no job, staying at his mama house, and you fall in love with this nigga? I hate quarantine life. I hate quarantine life. I can't go out and work. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a workaholic. That's why I started Straight Talk with Spaceship. That's why I started the Zoom parties with the BTM group. And if y'all want me to do an R&B night with the public, let me know. I just haven't did one because y'all don't really support and shit. But I would do a Zoom party for y'all, right? Like, but my expectations were not to just sit around at home. Some women and fellas are with people. Oh, let me say this. Hold on. Only because they sex is good. Oh, no. I don't do that. I've never done that. My shit long. My shit big. I don't do that. I don't have to. But some people, you get dickmatized or pussy whipped, and now you're with someone that has no expectations, that has no, that mouth is reckless, that has no drive, that has no skills, that's not trying to do better. And then you wonder why your relationship's not working, or you wonder why you can't get a relationship because you're allowing people to come into your life that is not matching up. She think I'm lying, y'all. That is not matching up to your expectations, or your expectations are too high. If this is what you can deal with it. If you can't deal with it, don't deal with it. Don't be in a situation, don't put yourself in a situation that 2-3 months from now, and we have to have that forethought. We have to have that foresight to really say, is this somebody I can see my future with? When we're dating, I know, right? But we have to have the forethought to say, is this somebody I can see me spending the future with? Is this someone that I can see doing something? We cannot. And I did this when I got married. My ex-wife gave me the best fucking pity party in the world. Mind you, we were on college campus. So my expectations at that time wasn't, oh, she needs to have a job now. I had a job. I had a crib off campus. I was working. I was making music. I had already did my BET thing and all that. And so when we got ready to move to Dallas, she was in school. My expectation at that time wasn't even for you to work. Go to school. You're in school now. Finish school. And she was 3 years older than me, right? But go to school. But then after a while, I started seeing stuff like, and I tell people this. There was a lot of stuff that I saw that I did not pay attention to when we were dating. There was a lot of things that I saw that I did not pay attention to while we were dating. So for me, I have to be smarter now. I have to look with a futuristic thought. What are my expectations for this relationship? What is my expectations for this date? What is my expectations for this person? And if they don't match up before we even go on a date, before we get serious, or before we even make a commitment, I need to move around. It goes back to what I saw someone say it. We like the attention. All because you call me every day don't mean you're the one for me. Are you a person that I can see myself building and growing with? Do I see a person that's going to respect my thoughts, my ideologies? Who's going to push me? Who's going to motivate me? Who's going to know I'm a Pisces? Who's going to know when I have my attitude days? Do you know when to leave me the fuck alone? And do you know when I need you to hug on me? Are you really paying attention to my mood swings? I have to see these things. We cannot rush into relationships. We cannot rush into dating. We cannot rush into companionship because we're lonely, or we want someone, or we want a surrogate parent for our kids, or we want a free meal, or I need a bill paid. I used to say a long time ago, it was funny. I could get pussy before I could get a sandwich. I was sick this week, right? I told two people. It was two people. I did this on purpose. For the sole purpose of this. Two people. I had two young ladies that conversing with, right? One young lady, I told her I was sick. She said, "Oh, I hope you get better." The other young lady said, "Babe, you got soup? How you feeling? You got a fever? Get some rest. I'll talk to you later." And those are the things. And the first person, let me tell you, the first person or the second person, when I get sick, I like to be by myself. Frida knows this. Frida knows when I get sick, I don't even like talking on the phone or anything. So I really wasn't expecting anything. But I wanted to see. Like, my expectations for a relationship is, I want you to show care. I want you to show concern. But my expectation for these different situations wasn't anything. I just wanted to see how two different people can give two totally different answers. Now, one thing I realized, the first person, all we did was have sex. All we did ever was have sex. We went out. It was cool, but it was mainly a strictly sexual relationship. So I can't expect her to care about me being sick. She wants to know when I get better. She wants that dick. I don't give a fuck about you being sick. Is it corona? Okay then. She didn't even ask that though, right? The second person, we've had conversations, spent time together, talked about things other than sex. And that's what I'm going to get. So what you put in, regardless of what the fuck you think, is what you're going to get out. We love to blame other people for the reasons we can't find someone to connect with. We love to blame other people for why we're not happy. We love to blame other people for why we can't get a date. But we don't look at ourselves. I can sit here and say, yeah, it's their fault. Because all she wanted was the fuck. All she want to do is have sex. But is that the energy I put out to her? If that's the energy I put out to her, I can't expect her to call me every day. I expect a phone call every 6 months, maybe once every 8 months, maybe more than that sometime. Maybe comment on a Facebook post just to stay in rotation. But we're not talking about how your kid's doing. We're not talking about, so I heard you're going to grad school to become a principal. We're talking about when you're going to eat this dick again. So we have to pay attention to our expectations for a person. We meet people, and we're in love with a lot of these external things. We're in love with, become infatuated with a lot of things we see externally, and we don't pay attention to the internal clock that's in our bodies, the internal thoughts. We don't use our spirit of discernment. A lot of times, and I'm going to end with this for today. I'm going to finish part 2 at a later time. We don't use our spirit of discernment on people. We are so caught up on what they have externally. When we know, and this goes back to the mouth part. We know this person isn't good for our spirit. We know this person isn't good for our soul. We know this person isn't a good person, period. I had to tell my mom, and I know this isn't about dating, but I had to tell my mom, Mom, if you wasn't my mother, I would not fool with you because you are a horrible person to people. You wonder why you don't have friends. When somebody tells me that they don't have friends, that is a red light. You mean you have nobody? I had a friend. I had a homegirl. She lives in North Carolina. Um, she had a friend call her the other day, said she needed to go to the doctor in Atlanta, 3.5 hours away. And my friend was really considering driving from North Carolina to Atlanta, even though she had to work the next day. Right? Even though she had to work the next day. And I was like, I don't know, man. Don't risk your job. And I said to her, she don't have anybody in fucking Atlanta to take her to the hospital? That's a fucking red flag. And so she texted me a couple days ago and showed me that the chick has not responded to her text since Monday. Hey, are you okay? Did you make it? Checking on you, girlie. And then she said, damn, fuck, did you die? No responses. That's how much your friendship costs. She's so mad that you wouldn't drive 3.5 hours on a work day to take her to the hospital. You could have Ubered to the hospital. Some people don't have good spirits. Some people don't have good souls. And we don't take the time to pay attention to these people. We think we can fix everything. We think we can change people. We think we can condition people to live up to our expectations. And that is not true. Pay attention to the people you are trying to date better than what we're doing. No, she had a doctor's appointment. It was a doctor's appointment. I don't know about calling her. I don't know anything about that. I wouldn't want an ambulance bill though. But still, right? Like Frida, if you call me right now and say, hey, I need to go to the doctor, I'd be like, look, after the show, I'm on my way. I got you. I'll take you to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? If Sneed or Nisha or Alita or somebody on here, Tasha or H Banks, anybody, say, hey, Ship, I need you. Because that's my spirit. So we have to do a better job of using our spirit of discernment when we're dealing with these people. Right? So this is Straight Talk with Spaceship. It's your boy, Spaceship Oasis, the Incredible. I'm going to get up out of here. I'm only going to give y'all an hour today. Make sure y'all check out the podcast live on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube on Tuesday if you want to see this over. And it'll be on the radio station, www.thewildoutradio.com. Go to the YouTube, subscribe, listen to the radio station. I'm going to do a part 2 sometime this week. I don't know when. But it'll probably be up no later than Thursday. So we can't get part 2. Because I got a couple more things. I told you, I'm not going to talk too long on y'all. Exactly. Send your ass an Uber. You feel me? So I got a couple more reasons of why we can't get a date. But I'm going to finish those later. If you have any comments or questions or suggestions, hit us up. The Wild Out Radio on Twitter. The Wild Out Radio on Instagram. The Wild Out Radio here on Facebook. Please like the page. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow night for The Wild Out Radio Super Duper Sunday Music Review Show. It's your boy. Go and see Spaceship Oasis, the Incredible. Remember, be a blessing to somebody's life. It's not about what you get. It's about what you give. On behalf of the Holy Central Entertainment team, I will see y'all later. Peace.